If I could show you one thing that's quietly draining your money every single day, and you didn't even notice it happening, would you want to see it? Because the truth is, there's a tax you're paying right now. Not once a year. Not when you file paperwork, but every single day. Every time you spend, save, or even just sit still financially. And the most dangerous part? You never signed up for it. You never approved it. And nobody really explains it to you. This is what I call the invisible tax. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with something simple. Imagine you wake up tomorrow, check your bank account, and everything looks exactly the same. Same numbers, same balance. Nothing changed. Feels safe, right? But what if I told you, even though your money looks the same, its value is quietly shrinking? That's the invisible tax in action. Most people think taxes are obvious. Income tax, sales tax, government deductions. But those are visible. You can see them, calculate them, complain about them. This one is different. This one hides in your everyday life. It hides in prices slowly going up. It hides in your savings losing power. It hides in the gap between what you earn and what your money can actually do. And the name of this invisible tax is something you've definitely heard before: inflation. But don't let that simple word fool you, because inflation is not just prices going up. Inflation is your money quietly losing strength. Think about this. A few years ago, you could buy groceries for a certain amount. Today, that same basket costs more. Your salary might have increased a little, or maybe not at all, but your expenses didn't wait. They moved ahead. That difference is the tax. And what makes it dangerous is how it behaves. It's slow. It's silent. And because it happens gradually, most people don't react. They adjust. They cut small expenses. They accept higher prices. They normalize it. Until one day, they realize their money doesn't go as far as it used to. Now let's take this one step deeper, because inflation is only one layer of the invisible tax. There's another part that almost nobody talks about: opportunity cost. Every time your money sits somewhere that isn't growing, you're losing potential. Let's say you keep your savings in a basic account. It feels safe. It feels responsible. But if that money is earning 3%, while inflation is running at 6%, you're not gaining. You're losing value every single year without seeing any warning. That's the invisible tax again. Now stretch that over time. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. That safe decision starts becoming expensive. And this is exactly why some people move ahead financially, while others stay stuck. Because some understand how money works, and others don't even realize what's happening. Now let's talk about income. Most people focus on earning more money, and that's important. But here's the problem. If your income increases, but your expenses increase faster, you're still losing. This is what people experience as lifestyle inflation. You earn more, you upgrade your life, and you stay in the same position. Meanwhile, the invisible tax continues working in the background. It doesn't care how much you earn. It only cares how much your money grows, compared to how much value it loses. Now think about this. Why do wealthy people focus so much on investing? Why don't they just leave money sitting in accounts? Because they understand something most people ignore. Cash feels safe, but it slowly loses power. Assets are designed to grow. Things like stocks, real estate, or businesses are not just ways to make money. They're ways to protect your money. Because when inflation rises, asset values often rise too. That's why over time you see housing prices increase. That's why markets trend upward in the long run. It's not just growth. It's defense against the invisible tax. Now, this doesn't mean everything goes up all the time. Markets move. Risk exists. Prices fluctuate. But doing nothing, that's the risk most people don't see, because staying still feels safe. But financially, it's often the most expensive choice. Now let's talk about something even more subtle: your habits. Every time you delay learning about money, every time you avoid understanding how investing works, every time you say, "I'll figure it out later," you're paying the invisible tax, not just with money, but with time. And time is the one thing you can't recover, because the earlier you understand how money works, the more time your money has to grow. And growth over time is where everything changes. Here's a simple truth most people underestimate. If you invest small amounts consistently over years, it compounds. At first, it feels slow, almost pointless. But then something shifts. Your returns start generating more returns. And suddenly, growth becomes exponential.